In the teachings of Buddhism, karma is not just a mystical concept or a future consequence. It is a living, breathing reality shaping our present moment. More than merely dictating our fate, karma is reflected in every detail of our existence, especially in our physical body. When we truly understand karma, we begin to see that the aches, tensions, illnesses, and even chronic conditions we endure are not random or purely biological. They are deeply rooted in our spiritual history and mental patterns. This isn't about blame or guilt. It's about awakening to the profound truth that our bodies are messengers of our soul's journey. The body is like a sacred mirror, constantly revealing the imprints of our actions, thoughts, and emotions, both from this life and previous incarnations. Buddhist philosophy teaches that the physical world is an extension of the mind, and the body becomes a tangible canvas on which karma is written. Every tension, disease, or discomfort can be interpreted as a message, a kind of spiritual Morse code, calling us to reflect, realign, and reawaken. In this video, we'll explore how our physical symptoms are not obstacles, but invitations to understand the deeper story of our soul. Drawing on ancient Buddhist insights and modern interpretations, we'll uncover how karma works through the body, and how healing begins when we start listening deeply. Whether you've suffered from unexplained pain, chronic illness, or emotional burdens that seem to take physical form, this journey will help you understand your body in a new light. You'll learn how to decode your symptoms, release karmic imprints, and move closer to spiritual liberation. This isn't just a lesson in wellness. It's a guide to unlocking the secrets of your spiritual destiny, using the wisdom your body has been trying to share all along. 1. Karma and the body connection. In Buddhist teachings, karma is the principle of cause and effect, where every thought, word, and action plants a seed in the field of our consciousness. These seeds may sprout in this life or in future lifetimes, often appearing not just in our circumstances, but in the condition of our physical body. This is where the body becomes a map of karma, a living testament to the energies we have carried and cultivated across time. The body is not separate from the mind. In fact, according to Buddhist philosophy, the body arises out of the mind. The form we take in each life, the strengths and weaknesses of our physical being, are shaped by the mental and emotional habits we've developed. For instance, a life of aggression might manifest later as tension in the jaw, neck, or hands, areas connected with holding, fighting, or resisting. On the other hand, a lifetime of fear or avoidance may show up as weak posture, chronic fatigue, or digestive issues, as the body subconsciously contracts or withdraws from life. This is not to say that all physical issues are your fault. Karma is immensely complex. It includes not only personal actions, but collective and ancestral energies. However, awareness of how karma operates in the body allows us to stop feeling like victims of fate and begin reclaiming agency over our healing process. It also allows us to look at physical symptoms with compassion and curiosity instead of frustration or shame. Buddhist texts sometimes describe this body as a precious human rebirth, emphasizing that being born human is a rare opportunity. That's because the human body, with all its pains and pleasures, offers a unique chance for spiritual awakening. Pain can stir mindfulness. Sickness can spark introspection. The discomforts we face may be precisely what we need to confront our past, transform our present, and shape a new future. So when we feel discomfort in the body, instead of only asking, "What's wrong with me?" we can begin asking, "What is my body trying to reveal about my karmic path?" This shift in awareness marks the beginning of deep spiritual healing. 2. Pain as a spiritual messenger. Pain is often misunderstood. In the modern world, it is something we try to numb, avoid, or eliminate as quickly as possible. But in Buddhist teachings, pain is not an enemy. It is a messenger. It calls attention to where karmic energy has become stuck, where awareness is needed, and where transformation can begin. When we understand pain not as punishment, but as communication, everything changes. Every physical pain has a story, and that story often begins long before the symptoms appear. Imagine a person who has spent years suppressing grief or anger. Over time, those unprocessed emotions can harden into tension, inflammation, or chronic pain. The body holds on to what the mind avoids. And in the Buddhist view, this doesn't only apply to emotions from this lifetime. Karmic residues from past lives can also create blockages in the subtle energy body, what is known in Tibetan Buddhism as the TSA or energy channels, which eventually manifest in the physical form. Let's consider the example of someone who experiences recurring throat issues, chronic sore throats, voice loss, or thyroid imbalance. On the surface, it may appear biological, but spiritually, the throat is associated with expression and truth. A person who habitually silences themselves, whether from fear, cultural conditioning, or trauma, may develop energetic congestion in this area. Similarly, someone with lower back pain might carry unresolved fear related to survival or financial insecurity, reflecting the body's effort to signal disharmony between outer life and inner values. Pain, therefore, becomes an invitation. It asks us to listen, to investigate. Meditation, mindfulness, and compassionate inquiry are powerful tools in this process. When we sit with our pain instead of resisting it, we allow hidden emotions and karmic patterns to rise to the surface. Buddhist masters teach that it is in this space of stillness that healing begins. Not because the pain immediately vanishes, but because we stop identifying with it. We see it for what it truly is, a message, not a sentence. This shift in perception opens the door to what is called vipassana, clear seeing. Through this deep, honest observation, we may recall situations, emotions, or even past lives that contributed to the pain. Rather than seeking to fix the body in a mechanical way, we are invited to embrace it with wisdom and compassion. This not only reduces suffering, but also begins to unwind the karmic threads beneath the pain. In Buddhist temples and healing retreats across Asia, practitioners are often taught to bow to their pain, literally. This act of reverence acknowledges that pain is not here to punish, but to awaken. In honoring it, we allow our spiritual destiny to unfold, one revelation at a time. 3. Illness and past life patterns. In Buddhism, the belief in rebirth is central to understanding the full picture of karma. Illness, then, is not always just a product of poor diet, genetics, or environmental stress. Sometimes it is the physical expression of karmic debts or unresolved traumas carried over from past lives. These imprints remain embedded in the subtle energy body, the Manamaya Kosha or mind-made body, until they are acknowledged and transcended. Illness becomes one of the ways these hidden patterns surface, demanding our awareness. Let's take the case of someone who is born with a chronic illness or disability. From a karmic perspective, this may be the result of actions performed in a previous life. Harm caused to others, promises broken, or a refusal to grow spiritually when the opportunity was present. This isn't about assigning blame. Rather, it's about understanding the soul's journey. The illness is not punishment. It is a sacred consequence, a chance to balance energies and evolve. The soul has chosen, through its karmic momentum, to incarnate in a body that offers specific spiritual lessons. In Buddhist healing traditions, there are even stories of enlightened beings who take on illness intentionally. Known as bodhisattvas, these awakened souls may carry the karmic weight of others as an act of compassion. Their suffering is not a result of negative karma, but a conscious choice to transmute collective pain. This idea invites us to consider that our own illness, while perhaps rooted in past life karma, may also be an opportunity for service, empathy, and spiritual maturity. Certain diseases are also linked to specific past life experiences. Skin conditions, for instance, are sometimes associated with shame or exposure in a previous life, perhaps as a victim of public humiliation or persecution. Lung issues might relate to grief from a past life loss that was never processed. The body speaks in symbols, and illness is one of its loudest languages. Many Buddhist healers use guided meditations and regression techniques to help individuals access these past life memories. In these states of deep awareness, people often recall scenes that mirror their present struggles, being imprisoned, silenced, exiled, or harmed in ways that echo through the body today. Upon remembering, they frequently experience emotional release and, over time, physical improvement. It's as if the body was waiting for acknowledgement before it could begin to heal. Importantly, the goal is not to live in the past, but to free ourselves from it. By understanding the karmic origin of illness, we can respond with compassion instead of resentment. We begin to treat our body not as broken, but as a guide, an oracle pointing us toward our deepest truths and most necessary growth. In this light, illness transforms from a source of despair to a path of awakening. It teaches us patience, humility, and the courage to face not just this life's wounds, but those we have carried for centuries. 4. Healing through awareness. Awareness is the gateway to all healing in Buddhist philosophy. It is not just a passive noticing, but a powerful, active presence that transforms whatever it touches. When we bring awareness to the body, especially to its discomforts and illnesses, we begin to shift our relationship with suffering. Instead of rejecting or fearing it, we become curious. We listen. And in that listening, we often hear the whispers of karma, calling us toward deeper understanding and release. The first step in healing through awareness is to slow down and truly feel the body. This can be done through practices like mindfulness meditation, body scanning, breath awareness, or simply sitting in silence. Buddhist teachers often say that the body never lies. It is always in the present moment, always offering truth. When we tune in without judgment, we might notice tightness in the chest, heaviness in the stomach, or chronic pain in a limb. These sensations are not random. They are messages. Each one holds a story that is waiting to be heard. As we sit with physical sensations, memories, emotions, and insights can surface. Perhaps a childhood trauma that was buried, or a pattern of people-pleasing that has led to exhaustion. Maybe it's a deep-rooted fear of abandonment manifesting as anxiety or heart palpitations. When these insights arise, they are not to be analyzed or fixed immediately. They are to be witnessed. In Buddhism, this sacred witnessing is known as sati, mindful awareness infused with compassion. Compassion is crucial here. Without it, awareness can turn into judgment or even self-blame. But with compassion, healing begins to unfold naturally. The body relaxes. The nervous system calms. Energy starts to flow where it was once blocked. Buddhist texts remind us that we are not our pain. We are the awareness that holds the pain. This perspective creates space for transformation. Additionally, awareness helps us interrupt karmic habits. Perhaps we always react with anger when stressed, tightening our fists or clenching our jaws. Through mindfulness, we can observe the reaction forming in real time and choose a different path. Softening, breathing, responding with kindness. This moment of awareness not only prevents more karma from being created, it also begins to dissolve the old patterns that were stored in the body. Buddhist healing also involves the right view, seeing illness and pain not as enemies, but as teachers. This view allows us to bow to our symptoms, ask them what they need, and respond with loving presence. Over time, this deep listening shifts not only how we feel, but who we are. We become more awake, more connected, more aligned with our true nature. In healing through awareness, the goal is not perfection or even full physical recovery. The true aim is liberation, freedom from suffering, from ignorance, from the karmic cycles that have kept us bound. And the body, when approached with awareness, becomes a sacred ally on this path. 5. Destiny in physical form. Our bodies are not random. They are carefully shaped by the currents of karma and consciousness. In Buddhist teachings, the body is considered a vessel for spiritual evolution, a form that perfectly reflects the lessons and potentials of the soul's journey. When we look deeply at the body, not just as flesh and bone, but as symbolic and sacred, we begin to see how it holds clues about our destiny. From the Buddhist perspective, everything about your physical form, from your posture to your health challenges, carries meaning. Your body type, the energy you radiate, and even the way you walk or gesture can reveal the deeper vibrations of your spirit. For instance, someone with an open, radiant heart may naturally have strong chest energy, standing tall and exuding warmth. Someone who has spent lifetimes guarding themselves emotionally might appear more closed off physically, with rounded shoulders and tight breath. These traits are not fixed. They're part of your soul's message to you. It's said in Tibetan Buddhism that the body carries karmic imprints like a map. Some practitioners can read this map through subtle observations of body language, ailments, or energy blockages. But you don't need to be a monk or a healer to understand your own map. Simply observing your habitual movements, your recurring pains, or where you feel most alive and most stuck can reveal profound truths. These are not just medical facts. They're spiritual signposts. Moreover, the concept of destiny in Buddhism isn't rigid. You're not fated to suffer just because you were born with certain challenges. Instead, your body offers a dynamic reflection of the present state of your karma, and that karma can be changed. Through mindfulness, ethical living, loving kindness, and insight meditation, we can purify old karmic seeds and plant new ones. The body may begin to shift in response, becoming more energized, more balanced, more aligned with our purpose. Our physical form is a teacher, showing us where we've been and where we're going. It carries the wisdom of countless lifetimes and the potential for awakening in this one. When we learn to see the body not as a prison, but as a living symbol of our spiritual story, we step fully into our path. The aches, the strengths, the sensitivities, all are invitations to walk our dharma with greater awareness and grace. Your body is not an accident. It is a sacred reflection of your karma, your thoughts, your deeds, your emotions, and your unhealed wounds across lifetimes. From the Buddhist perspective, every ache, tension, and illness is a form of spiritual communication. Rather than fearing or ignoring these symptoms, we are invited to listen deeply, to uncover the karmic story behind them, and to walk the path of healing with awareness. This journey isn't about achieving a perfectly healthy body or escaping all suffering. Instead, it's about using the body as a vehicle for awakening. When you treat pain as a teacher, when you see illness as a mirror, and when you respond to your body with compassion and mindfulness, you begin to rewrite your spiritual destiny. You stop living from unconscious patterns and start stepping into your dharma, your higher path. If you're watching this video right now, it means you're ready to go deeper. You're not just here to survive. You're here to evolve. Let your body guide you. Let your awareness heal you. And trust that every part of your physical experience is pointing you toward awakening. Like, comment, and subscribe if this message resonated. Your healing journey might just inspire someone else too.